Siete un dicastero popolare, direi, e questo è bello. Mi raccomando, non perdete mai questo carattere di vicinanza alle donne e agli uomini del nostro tempo. Vicinanza, sottolineo quello.
Laity Family Life, the podcast.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Noonan.
And my name is Anna Cantella.
And we are here today to discuss the new ebook launched by the Dicastery for the Laity, Family, and Life called Keys to Bioethics. Keys to Bioethics is a small, practical, and up-to-date manual which answers some of the questions that many young people ask themselves today when faced with the great challenges generated by scientific and technological progress. These are clear and simple, yet also comprehensive answers that can also help young people grasp the truth about the beauty and uniqueness of each human life. Now, Anna, I would love to ask you the simple question of why the Dicastery for the Laity, Family, and Life created this ebook called Keys to Bioethics.
So today, more than ever, the question about bioethical issues have entered our homes. We are witnessing the spread of painful practices such as abortion, the selection of embryos, and children before the birth. There is also euthanasia and assisted suicide. But there are also many positive possibilities with the uses of biomedical knowledge, including a great variety of interventions like the good of the patient, organ transplants, the use of stem cells, and palliative care. All of these practices today require accurate explanations that are able to help young people understand the meaning, value, and dignity of each person, regardless of the stage of life and physical condition. In this way, the meaning of scientific progress can also appear clearer to us if put at the service of human life, dignity, and celerity towards the most fragile and the smallest. So, Mike, can you give us some examples? Can you tell us when a human life begins?
Of course. Now, the history of every human being, begins at the moment of fecundation, when the spermatozoa penetrates the oocyte, or when the information from the paternal DNA joins the maternal DNA. At the moment of fecundation, a new human being takes shape and begins its existence from then on. At that precise moment, his genetic heritage is formed, which is unique, individual, exclusive, and his sex is also defined. With fecundation, a theoretical human being is not only generated, but a true and real individual in the first stage of growth and development is created, who will one day be called Henry or Samantha, or even in our case, Mike or Anna. Now, Anna, let's take another example based on a very current topic and issue of today. Can you explain to me the difference between euthanasia and the suspension of futile medical treatment?
Yes, that is a very good question. The difference between euthanasia and suspension of therapeutic obstinacy is fundamental. Euthanasia always consists of a deliberate action or omission with the aim of shortening life by interrupting a person's physical or psychological suffering, by injecting a lethal product or no longer providing life support, including nutrition and hydration, which causes the patient's death. The therapeutic obstinacy consists of a continuing treatment that has become futile and clinically ineffective with respect to the patient's situation. For example, a treatment whose sole purpose is to prolong the patient's agony. The word itself indicates that something is negative or unreasonable, which therefore should be avoided. Suspending therapeutic obstinacy, therefore, is legitimate and necessary. On the other hand, the doctor must not suspend those treatments that bring relief and satisfy the patient's essential needs, including proper nutrition, hydration, hygiene, and relief from suffering. So, Mike, I'm going to ask you, is it right to use parental diagnosis when a woman is expecting a baby?
Good question. Now, prenatal diagnosis, or DPN, is defined as the set of investigations carried out during pregnancy to verify the health status of the child and eventually the presence of any diseases or malformations. Prenatal diagnosis is on the surface legitimate, when it is a part of a checkup aimed at preventing certain pathologies of the child, which are susceptible to early or subsequent treatment. For this reason, it is important that medicine can develop adequate therapies to guarantee and improve the child's health conditions, whatever they may be. Unfortunately, today the DPN is often used as a selective tool to eliminate children affected by genetic pathologies, such as trisomy 21, or what we all know as Down syndrome. In these cases, it is offered to the woman as a quote-unquote prevention to avoid the birth of a sick child. In fact, prevention becomes synonymous with the selection of human life. In this context, it is easy to expect that DPN will be used for a real quality control of the child, to eliminate him or her if he or she does not appear to meet the expectations of the family or our global society. Human life, however, as we know it, must always be respected and accompanied. For this reason, it is truly important that doctors know how to manage the counseling phase before and after the diagnosis, to accompany the parents, directing them to a specialist center who can help them with the best therapies and assistance during pregnancy and after the birth of their sick child. Now, as we can see, Anna, these are very delicate and very personal choices and issues. Why do you think the church feels the need and the necessity to deal with these problems and to deal with the people having these issues?
That's a very good question. We all sometimes know that there are circumstances where we question the meaning of life in pain and suffering. These are profound questions to which the church is not indifferent. However, we see in the Gospels there are many parables and episodes from the life of Jesus that tell of the sick or injured people who are treated and healed. This makes us understand that in the eyes of the Lord, pain and illness are not a shame or a punishment, but a manifestation of human frailty and the mercy of God, who extends his hand to those in need. In many situations of suffering, God's love is manifested precisely in the generosity of those who undertake to provide care and assistance. Following Jesus, the church calls all her children to welcome and care for human life in every condition and in every circumstance, even when it is fragile and needy. This appeal is also addressed to the non-believers and believers of other religions, as brotherhood and human solidarity are universal ethical values which challenge everyone's conscience regardless of religious affiliation. We hope we answered some of your questions today.
Yes, thank you all for listening, and thank you to Anna for doing this podcast today with me. We urge you all to download the ebook created by the Dicastery for the Laity family and life called Keys to Bioethics in order to understand some of these very difficult, personal, but important issues that we all are related to today. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.